envisioned to start this video with an intro that's purely visual to set the mood for what's coming. Quick disclaimer, this is not your video about hair extensions and treatments. Instead, it is a celebration and preservation of hair as fragile traces of ourselves and our identity within an artistic context. This video unfolds as a visual ode to hair, exploring the sacred space that lies between beauty and disgust. This is a documentation of my experimental process embedding hair in liquid latex. And as you can see here, I'm in my studio having prepared a large sheet made of liquid latex and laid out hair in rhythmic patterns on top of it. I then coated it with a finer layer of liquid latex and is now here to dry. I like to refer to my own practice and material study as a sacred practice, a sacred ritual that when I engage in my work, I feel a sense of peace and fulfillment and joy, almost as if I don't get it out of my system, it will haunt me and follow me to the point where I just grow frustrated with myself when I don't get enough time to work with those ideas. I like to refer to trips I have done or things I've seen or I came across in real life. I think we have to address the fact that we need more of those real-life experiences instead of seeing everything processed through the internet. Something that I'm telling my students all the time, and yes, I'm teaching fashion and textiles as well. Primary research is definitely the most powerful. One piece that inspired me particularly was doing a trip to Antwerp last year in July 2023 to the Fashion Museum of Antwerp in Belgium and seeing this piece. Oliver Tyskin's Spring-Summer Collection 1999. You can see here where hair was used in a form of embellishment on the garment itself. Strands of hair were intricately woven into fabrics or attached to clothing. For context, I'm Janine. I'm professionally coming from a fashion design background, but in my own art practice, I'm deeply immersed in material research and study of textures, often going into a bit of a strange, weird, or unusual direction with my work. But if you feel that as well, this might be the right space for you, a space that aims to inspire. Hair has a means to tell stories. Stories of origins, of beginnings, of time, of us. The German artist Beatrice Oettinger has created a series of work entitled Room Clothes, Raumkleider, which tells about the origins of textiles, where she has embedded hair into dresses directly. It is said that the soul resides in the hair. So for her, every room cloth becomes a soul state. The idea implies that one's hair carries a part of their identity, history, and inner self. This could encompass personal experiences, emotions, and even spiritual elements. So, as you can see here, I just can't help myself but to test everything on my body and to actually see how it would look like and what it could become. Hair is often referred to as the crowning glory of an individual, but it goes beyond being merely a decorative feature. In many ways, hair can be seen as a unique extension of the body, serving both a functional and expressive purpose. Physiologically, hair plays a protective role. It covers, it shields from the sun, and regulates our temperature. But the dynamic relationship between humans and their hair extends beyond the physical realm. In some cultures, long hair is associated with wisdom and experience. Hair forms a universal connection among us. Hair care rituals provide opportunities for social bonding and connection. It can be as simple as braiding each other's hair, that this connection becomes a shared experience. I have a weird relationship with hair. I don't mind my own hair at all, but touching somebody else's hair, no thank you. I find it quite disgusting. But also oddly beautiful and mysterious in combination with other materials and textures, particularly latex. And similarly to wet hair, there's just something to it. It is repulsing in some situations, but strangely hypnotizing at the same time. You have seen me earlier putting talcum powder onto the latex after it has fully dried. And this is really to prevent it from sticking to each other. And latex is just so sticky. So after doing that, I will take it to my bathtub where I'm going to give it a good wash, and I'm just immersing it slowly in water here and letting it sit for a little bit, which also gives me a wonderful opportunity to grab my camera and to film this process and simply how this hair acts within the water, how it slowly moves around. I find it just so therapeutic to touch it. It gives me such a sense of calmness. And on top of it, I'm absolutely in love with this underwater aesthetic of the hair and latex. It's just the reflection of the water and the light and how everything glistens that makes it just so beautiful. The idea of preserving hair is not new. We can look at Victorian methods for creating human hair jewellery as a form of remembering somebody. A lost art of Victorian human hair shrines, where hair was carefully shaped and put into pendants as a means to remember the loss of a loved one. I also wanted to share another piece that's carefully embedded and preserved. This is in form of a very thin latex body cast, which is so fragile in itself that the strands of hair actually give it more stability. I have been thinking a lot about the idea of preserving memories, certain moments that I want to hold on to, or even parts of myself at a time, my ideas, my thoughts and thought processes. I guess putting this video together is one approach to it. My latex hair piece at some point encapsulates that as well. Preservation through latex in time. Not forever, however, since natural latex doesn't last forever either, but maybe just a little while longer. Reminding myself that nothing lasts forever and that all is temporary and can look very different in a fleeting moment.